fasts in Ladakh, fire in the Gulf, and fireworks at the UN. India is in the middle of it all. Sonam Wangchuk is literally putting his health on the line for Ladakh's future. UPI just gave your wallet a massive upgrade. Modi just called out Israel in one of his sharpest rebukes yet. Even as Trump hammers India with tariffs, US warplanes could soon be flying our skies. And when Switzerland tried lecturing India on minority rights, Delhi hit back harder than anyone expected. Good morning. Welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint. I'm your host, Nelson John. This is your smart daily briefing on what matters. From big moves in business to headlines shaping India and the world, we cut through the noise so you start your day informed and ahead. It's Thursday, September 11th. Let's get started. Sonam Wangchuk just raised the stakes in Ladakh's fight for recognition, and this time he's betting his health on it. The climate activist and Raman Magsaysay Award winner started a 35-day fast alongside the Leh apex body, demanding statehood for Ladakh and protection under the Constitution's 6th schedule. Think of it as a special constitutional status that would give locals more control over their land and resources. Here's what pushed them over the edge. The Union Home Ministry hasn't called a single meeting in 2 months. Just as the talks were going to reach a point where discussions about the main demands were going to start, the government has not called another meeting, Wangchuk said at a press conference. The timing, well, isn't coincidental. October 2nd, Gandhi Jayanti will mark a landmark in their protest, a symbolic nod to the Mahatma's own fasting tactics against British rule. Wangchuk's frustration, well, is palpable. The BJP promised 6th scheduled status during the last Hill Council elections, and with new polls approaching in Leh, he wants that promise delivered. The promise should be fulfilled before the upcoming polls, he said. Well, this isn't Wangchuk's first rodeo either. 2 months ago, he threatened a hunger strike if talks didn't happen by July 15th. The Home Ministry scheduled a meeting for July 28th, then preponed it to July 20th. But apparently, the momentum fizzled out. What this really means is Ladakh's patience with Delhi is running thin. Since losing its special status when Article 370 was scrapped in 2019, locals feel increasingly sidelined. The 6th schedule would restore some autonomy, protecting their unique culture and fragile ecosystem from outside interference. Your UPI app just got a serious upgrade. Starting September 15th, you can send way more money through digital payments. We're talking 10 lakhs for some transactions. Here's what's changed. Insurance premiums, travel bookings, and capital market payments have now a daily limit of 10 lakh rupees, up from the previous caps. Credit card payments and jewelry purchases get a boost to 6 lakh rupees per day. That's a massive jump that puts serious spending power in your pocket. The Bharat interface for Money, BHIM, released the complete breakdown, showing both single transaction and daily limit across different categories. Digital account opening and initial funding also get the higher limits, making it easier to move serious money digitally. Let's break this down. India's digital payment volumes have exploded, with UPIs processing over 10 billion transactions monthly. But users kept hitting artificial barriers while trying to make larger legitimate payments like insurance renewals or investment deposits. The changes come alongside other recent UPI updates that kicked in August 1st. The National Payments Corporation of India, NCPI, now forces auto payments to happen during off-peak hours, before 10 a.m., between 1 to 5 p.m. or after 9:30 p.m. Why? To reduce system load and prevent those annoying payment failures during busy periods. There's also a new security feature. You'll see the recipient's name before every transaction to prevent fraud. Plus, balance inquiries are now capped at 50 times daily to reduce unnecessary server load. What this really means is UPI is maturing from a small ticket payment system into serious financial infrastructure. With higher limits and better fraud protection, it's positioning itself as the backbone of India's cashless economy. Here's something you don't see every day. Prime Minister Modi just delivered one of his sharpest rebukes against Israel. And it's all about sovereignty. The drama unfolded when Israeli forces struck Hamas leaders in Doha on Tuesday. 5 people died, including the son of a senior Hamas official. But here's the thing. This wasn't just any strike. It was Israel hitting targets inside Qatar, a key U.S. ally that hosts America's largest Middle East military base. Modi didn't mince words. India condemns the violation of the sovereignty of the brotherly state of Qatar, he posted after speaking with Qatar's Emir, Sheikh Tamim. That's diplomatic speak for "you crossed a red line." What makes this particularly striking is Modi's relationship with Israel's PM Netanyahu. India and Israel have grown closer under Modi's leadership, making this public criticism all the more significant. Qatar's Prime Minister revealed the U.S. only called them 10 minutes after the strike began, suggesting Washington was probably caught off guard too. Today, we have reached a turning point, he said, calling for regional pushback against Israel's actions. The timing couldn't be worse for ceasefire efforts. Qatar has been the key mediator between Israel and Hamas, hosting talks that led to previous ceasefires. Now, that mediation role is in jeopardy. For India, this creates a delicate balancing act. The country maintains strong ties with both Israel and Qatar. With over 830,000 Indians living in Qatar and $14 billion in annual trade at stake, Modi had little choice but to speak up. What this really means is the Gaza conflict just got more complicated. While Trump and Modi trade barbs over tariffs, military deals keep rolling. A high-level U.S. defense delegation lands in Delhi next week to negotiate India's purchase of 6 more P-8I maritime patrol aircraft, a $4 billion deal that shows how defense ties survive political storms. The September 16th to 19th visit brings together Pentagon's officials and Boeing executives at a crucial moment. Trump doubled tariffs on Indian goods over Russia's purchases, creating the worst U.S.-India tensions in nearly 2 decades. Yet, here's the thing. Both sides keep talking business behind the scenes. The P-8I isn't just any aircraft. India's Navy already operates 12 of these submarine hunters, split between bases in Tamil Nadu and Goa. They've proven they're worthy during tense standoffs with China in Doklam and Ladakh, conducting intelligence missions that gave India crucial eyes over disputed territories. The P-8I is a good fit as the Navy already operates the aircraft and it has proved its worth, said one official familiar with the talks. Compare that to other U.S. offers like F-35 jets, which don't match India's needs. What makes this interesting is the timing. Modi just visited China for the first time in 7 years, appearing alongside Xi and Putin at the Shanghai Cooperation Summit. Those images reportedly spooked Washington, prompting a softer approach on defense deals. The numbers tell the story of this relationship's resilience. Since 2008, India has bought $24 billion worth of U.S. military gear, from Apache helicopters to transport aircraft. Russia still supplies 60% of India's arsenal, but America has become the go-to source for high-tech systems. Breaking it down, both countries need each other. India wants advanced maritime surveillance capabilities as China expands in the Indian Ocean. America wants a reliable partner to counter Beijing's rise. The gloves came off at the United Nations this week when India delivered a diplomatic haymaker to Switzerland over minority rights criticism. It started when Switzerland's UN delegate urged India to take effective measures to protect minorities and uphold the rights to the freedom of expression and the freedom of the media. In diplomatic speak, that's basically calling out India's treatment of Muslims, Sikhs, and Christians. Here's where it gets spicy. India's response came through Kshitij Tyagi, who didn't just defend his country, he went straight for Switzerland's jugular. We would also like to respond to the surprising, shallow and ill-informed remarks made by Switzerland. Tyagi fired back, then came back with a knockout punch. He reminded Switzerland of its own problems with racism, systematic discrimination and xenophobia. The timing made this even more pointed. Switzerland currently holds the UN Human Rights Council presidency, which Tyagi used to twist the knife deeper. He suggested Switzerland was wasting the Council's time with narratives that are blatantly false, instead of focusing on its own issues. Let's break this down. Switzerland isn't exactly squeaky clean on minority issues. The country has faced criticism over treatments of Roma communities, asylum seekers, and has controversial votes on Muslim minarets and face coverings. Tyagi wrapped up with some classic diplomatic sass, highlighting India's civilizational embrace of pluralism and offering to help Switzerland address its own concerns. Now, that's diplomatic speak for mind your own business. What this really means is India's growing confidence on the global stage. Instead of quietly absorbing criticism, New Delhi is hitting back hard, using "you're not perfect either" playbook that's becoming standard in international relations. That's all for today. Thank you for joining in. We're eagerly looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode, which will be packed with the latest news. Until then, this is Nelson John signing off. Have a great day.